Let us look at Jayce. There's a fat chat on the right there. I'm gonna move that over there. I didn't call you guys fat, by the way. That's not what I tried to do. So we went over Pyke yesterday, but after Jayce, I'm going to recap Pyke with my thoughts again. Now that I have a little bit more information, we don't know the starting deck, which is a big deal, and that might change everything. But for now, let's see what Jayce is all about. Okay, Jayce, new champion. So Jayce was not in Path of Champions before, so he's just getting 6 stars immediately. Okay, this is the 1 star. We're skipping that one. 2 star, unstable state. +1 starting mana. Round start, create a Hextech anomaly in hand. If you don't already have one, you create it this way. I like that they're adding you create it this way because I believe that Veigar does not have this. Veigar has like no, I'm thinking about something else with Veigar. I think Veigar like doesn't matter how you have a darkness. If you're playing any card that says make a darkness, unless you already have one at round start, like Veigar, you just don't get one. But this means you can add Hextech Anomaly to your deck, and then you will also get one at round start. I mean, this is pretty terrible. Hextech Anomaly, let me actually pull up the card. When you draw or create, what the hell is this? When you draw or create me in hand or each round start, while I'm in hand, transform me into a random 6+ cost spell. So because of this, it just means that every single round you have a random card that costs 6 or more. A random spell that costs 6 or more. That is like pretty good for Jayce, but the thing is, in Path of Champions, especially the higher difficulty adventure, you often don't have the time to sit around and wait for a good one. So very often, this is either going to be entirely unplayable or it's going to be mediocre and you're only using it to activate your synergies. And that is not good. Yeah, if this just gave you Shock Blast, it would probably just be fine. Okay. I don't like that. So when you play what I do like about this, I don't like how powerful it is because it seems weak. But what I do like is variety. I really like when every single game you'll see something different. I love it. They are my favorite type of champions to play. In PvP, they are my favorite type of decks to play, where you're just doing something that has different outcomes. Like, you're playing Mirai Great Mother, you're shuffling treasures. Every single game, you're going to see different treasures. Sometimes that's a judgment, so you can, like, clear the enemy board and win that way. And sometimes it's just going to be like a treasure trash, and you get even more random cards, right? Stuff like that. So I do like that you get to see different cards this way. And sometimes you'll find the perfect one, and sometimes you'll have to adapt. When you play a 6+ cost spell, reduce the cost of non-spells in your hand by 1, and then give allies +1/+0 and a random keyword this round. Reduce the cost of so every follower, landmark, and weapon you have gets reduced by 1, and you give allies +1/+0. Champions too? Champions too, yeah. Cost reduction is good. The thing, I don't care about this. Then give allies +1/+0 and a random keyword this round. This seems like what is a +1/+0? Okay, what's kind of cool is that if you have a level Jayce, this happens twice, right? If you have a level Jayce, you give them +2/+0, 2 random keywords, and you reduce the cost of all non-spells by 2. That's pretty good, and you're probably going to play a Hextech Duplicator. With Acceleration Gate and Chemtech, it's +9/+0 and 6 keywords. Yeah, that is kind of cool. Like, that's kind of like a dream that you're living. It is a pretty cool, like, payoff win con. It seems pretty difficult to, like, build a board, though. Game has been so fast lately, I don't mind a slower champ. That's fair, yeah. This does seem a lot slower. It's gonna depend on what his starting deck is. If his starting deck isn't, like, up to par, it's going to be pretty hard finding meaningful cards. And also, it's your spell needs to cost 6 or more. It's not base cost. So if you reduce a 6 cost spell to 5, you're out of luck. None of this will activate. Jayce won't activate. Your Hypercharge won't activate. That really sucks. That's pretty bad. Yeah. I think the payoff is kind of cool. I think living that dream of 6 keywords plus an attack, if you can build a board that's wide enough, is pretty sweet. But I don't really like how these spells read. As in, I think playing for 6 cost spells like that is pretty boring. This is not for me. That's fine. I'm sure this is for some people, but not for me. Okay. Gearing up. Game start, summon 2 armed gearhead. That is honestly, that's a really good power for him. I don't even think you care that much about armed gearhead having like augment, and you pump them up that way. That is good. That is pretty powerful because you have a create Hextech Anomaly. The second spell that you're duplicating with Jayce is gonna activate augment. It's good to have blockers early, and you know it works with hypercharge. You have something to buff. This is good. This is probably like the best one Jayce could get. Maybe like Spellman was better. Okay, game start, get a mana gem. Yeah, this is 5-star. And 6-star, Hextech Infusion. After you play a 6-cost spell, deal 10 to a random enemy or the enemy nexus if there is none. Deal 10 to a random enemy. That's pretty good. The thing is, the reason this is good is... No, I agree it's boring, but I think it's very good. Because here's the thing. Jayce cares about having a wide board by the way that this spell works, right? Jayce has Acceleration Gate, which cares about having a wide board to give +2 and a random keyword. That is like the spell he creates when he levels up. And on top of that, you're giving allies +1/+0 and a random keyword. So Jayce is a deck that cares about having as many units on board as possible and playing 6-cost spells. So you probably want like cheap, probably like low value units that you can then buff up through playing spells. So you just want spells and units, any combination of that in any way that you can. So I kind of see this deck being a way of like, you're playing cheap units early, you're building a board, and then once you get to like the turns where you could play your 6-cost spells, where you just start jamming them out over and over. So if Jayce in his starting deck has the assembly line, I think it's called, where you summon 2 3/3s, that's really good. That's gonna like be a big game changer, I think. And that's also why the 6-cost or the 6-star is good. Way too slow for pretty mid pick. I don't know. That's why I think this is good. Like this does not seem like as exciting as like Swain clearing an entire board or Nora summoning champions. But if you're playing for board so much, removing a blocker like that will just win you the game. Way too slow compared to every other 6-star. It is slow. It is definitely slow. There's a lot of like build up and setup, but I enjoy that. I don't think everything should just be like a slam dunk with absolutely no setup. If every single champion is like, I don't know, like Samira, for example, which is just like, okay, once you have this, you're just gonna win every game. Like Nidalee, like Elise, like LeBlanc, which is just like, do the thing, play your units once, and you win. That is fun to do from time to time, but this is like you're building for something. I do enjoy that. I don't think this playstyle is for me at all. I don't care about this archetype. The 6-cost spells has never interested me. I was super burned out on like the Heimerdinger Jayce meta as well, because that deck was around for like a year. But I do feel like once you kind of do the requirements, you have a very powerful thing going. Make it deal 10 to a unit and also the Nexus, and it'll be fine. 20 to the Nexus if there's no unit. Yeah, but again, like you don't want to run into like the issue where it's like, okay, you have your 6-star power, you auto win now. I don't think that's fun either. It's like, okay, there's like a difference, right, between winning and winning because you set it up. Again, let's make the comparison of like Elise. Elise only has 3 stars, but for Elise, it's very much like, okay, Slap, Fear Cleaving Axe, Dreams of Yordles, and Gale Force Honor, and if Elise doesn't get stunned, you literally win turn 1 every single time. You won the game when you equip the relics, just because of the way her deck works. I'm not doing anything for that. Not really. Like, I'm giving a few keywords that I chose before I even started the adventure. Here, every single encounter you go into, you're working towards building a board that's wide enough to matter, and then you're spamming 6-cost spells. With a Jayce that's leveled, you have a spell that is like perfect for that board buffing playstyle, and then the Hextech Infusion will like clear the enemy minions, so you have a better chance that your big board actually gets to smash. I think that's cool. At least I think Elise is like, I don't think she's boring, but it is very much like one turn win and little setup or actually like playing the game. Cost reduction power and item of spell making works. Yeah, it's really strange that it works that way. Like if you get cost reduction on 6-cost spells, Jayce doesn't work. He bricks himself. It's like the whole Jayce arc in Arcane, man. One thing goes wrong and you don't even have a guy standing there. It's just like, it's a nobody. Okay, so we also have this. Jayce is out too. This is from PVDDR, who I think worked on Jayce. Yeah, I should say base cost, so it works if it's cost reduction. He has my favorite constellation shape of all champs so far. Here's the... That's kind of a thing to hype up when you know a champion's boring. Wait. I think I recognize this. Jayce? That's weird, guys. Huh. Alright, so Jayce has the Hearthstone constellation. Okay. So, yeah, it's a little swirl. Junji Ito readers will enjoy this one. Okay, so here's his epic relic. If you pay, you'll get Jayce's Hextech battery. Oh no, it says if I'm Jayce already. Okay, +1/+2. Lame. When I level up, refill 3 mana. Lame. If I'm Jayce, refill 6 mana instead. Okay, lame. Yeah, no. I'm passing on this. That's man. I don't like saying that out loud, but it's like if the playstyle already doesn't interest me, what am I gonna do refilling mana? You know? Imagine no. So I think it's powerful. Like this does seem quite powerful. I really hope they find something else to do for this if I'm Jayce nonsense. I really don't like it. Imagine if this relic literally just doubled 6+ base cost spells. I would pay for a relic that said your spells can be discounted and they will still count as 6 cost spells, you know? You can cast a 6 cost spell. He levels up, and you can immediately cast a 6 cost spell that gets double. Like, yeah, no, I mean, I know it is a very big refill. It's probably like good, but it's like if I don't enjoy this archetype, am I gonna pay to do more of the same for the archetype? Again, I think it's good. How would you react if they release Fiddle as a path champion boss, but not a playable card? I'd be very happy. I actually think that's a really cool thing they could do. I feel like you Loki might do a better job immortalizing something as a boss than as a playable character. I'd quit no, because if you're a player and you don't care about Fiddle, you're still gonna play against him. Even if you never play Fiddle, you still have to interact with him. That's kind of cool. I don't know. I would be disappointed, but I also think it would be kind of a cool thing to do. I mean, they would never do that, right? They would just do both. Okay, so let's look at the other one. Okay, so we saw Pyke yesterday, but I have a bit of a better idea what's going on with it now. So Pyke got reworked. Okay, so Phantom Hall is a 2-star. +1 starting mana. Round start, if you have the attack token, summon an Ephemeral Sharkling. This is very good because you always have an attacker, which you really want for Lurk. And having an attacker is just super important. You missed one thing for Jayce? Oh, I could go to the right one more time. Oh. Spells you acquire an adventure that costs 6 or more have Elixir or Sorcery. This is the one that doubles it. Okay, that's kind of nuts. That's kind of insanely good. Okay. Yeah, this does make him a lot more powerful for sure. I do think that Jayce will be pretty good, but I think having to play with the fact that you can never reduce the cost of your spells or you're completely bricked is pretty bad. But this is good. Yeah, that's kind of insane. Okay, so Pyke. Yeah, this thing where if you have the attack token, you summon an Ephemeral Sharkling. This is good, but it's not like Gwen that gets a 2/1 every single turn, not only to stack Hallow, but also as a blocker. So this only matters for proccing Lurk and having like additional power when you're attacking. This Sharkling does not have Overwhelm. It does not have any keyword. It's just going to be like a chunky thing that will be 1 extra. But again, the consistency that lets you activate Lurk even if you wouldn't have a champion to play is very, very cool. Okay, so Lurking grants an extra +1/+1. So every time you Lurk, you get +2/+1. So this Sharkling starts as a 1/2. You Lurk once, it becomes a 3/3. Not that it matters because it's ephemeral and you only get it during attack, but yeah. Sharkling has Overwhelm. Is this this has the Overwhelm item in the deck? Okay, that's really good. That's also another thing that I really like about Runeterra, and I saw that Crossblitz does it too now, is that if you put an item on a card that is also a token, the token will also have that item. And I think that's super satisfying. I think that's actually one of the strongest points that Runeterra does very well for its game, where tokens keep the items. Super, super satisfying. So if you stack your Sharkling with items, like let's say your Sharkling gets a rally banner. It's a round start. It is a round start, but if it has a rally banner, you get a free rally, you know? So every time you Lurk, you get +2/+1. I think this is very good. I think this is definitely better than OG Pyke. Simply because you get consistency and you consistently get big. The one problem with this is that your non-lure card... Okay, if you only have 3 stars, your non-lure cards are going to be worse. That is the one thing. Your lurkers are much stronger, but your non-lure cards are much weaker because they don't get that Mariner's Ruse. So there is a very high chance that in the early stages, if you're just playing with 3-star Pyke and no upgrades, you are going to miss lurk because of those followers. I don't know if there's going to be any changes to his deck. Don't know if there's going to be any item changes, cards swapped in, swapped out. I don't know. But his 4-star, allies everywhere that cost 3 or less are lurkers and have lurk. That's already like, that's the start of fixing Pyke and making sure you don't actually miss lurk that often. Very, very, very important. I'm actually going to jump ahead a little bit. Support champions have Mariner's Ruse, and followers you acquire in adventures that cost 4 or more have Mariner's Ruse. So at that point, every single card you get will be a lurker. If you have this Star of Discovery and you have Lion Weight 4-star, everything, every unit will be a lurker. So that is a lot of consistency. 5 stars get extra mana gem, and then your spells everywhere have a lurk. So if you have the 6-star, it will almost be impossible to miss lurk. I think the only way are landmarks and equipment at that point. But it's a pretty easy fix. Just don't add them to your deck, you know. Just dodge weapons, dodge landmarks. Pyke hates those. So if you just don't do that, you're completely you're chilling. You're chilling hard. You're good. And then when a card lurks, if it's a follower, summon it attacking, otherwise draw it. This is a follower, so if it is a Pyke on top of your deck, you will draw the Pyke spell to your hand, which is also pretty good. I don't know, even if your spells everywhere have lurk, I still think you're mostly adding good units with Overwhelm to your deck. You're probably playing like Troll King's Crown on Pyke to give everything Overwhelm. That seems like it would be a little bit too good to pass up. Yeah, I think this is super strong. I think this is also much more fun to play than Jayce. And Pyke is also getting an epic. Okay, so this is another Star of Wonder. Snapjaw Swarm has Lock of the Iris Solar. I think this is like nuts, by the way. This is one of the best things that could happen because you're always attacking with Snapjaw Swarms and they always die, like they get blocked down. You trade 1 for 1, but now you're probably going to trade like 1 for 0 while also proccing a lurk on defending turns. This is super good. You get to keep your unit for next turn to have an even stronger attack. Yeah, Beast Within. Yeah, you're right. Beast Within is better than Troll King's Crown. Yeah. And then Pyke gets a relic that I would personally dump some money on. That's a good one. +2/+0 and Challenger. This is already generally good. +2 attack with a generally good keyword is insane. Also, Pyke can be a suicide bomber sometimes, where you really want to attack with him to have him leveled up, and then even if he dies in like the later adventure to some chunky unit, then you want like the second one to just be leveled so it can board clear. But now you can choose what blocks Pyke. So you probably have like Beast Within, so you can pull something small that also deals overwhelm damage. Plus, well, you know, Pyke's not dying. Big deal. And also, power a game start, shuffle 2 Death from Below into your deck, and grant Death from Below's or random epic items. This is like, I think this might just be my favorite epic that they've added to the game because it is non-specific. Titan Forge Gauntlets were kind of the same way, where Titan Forge Gauntlets just needs you to be Titanic. It was very specifically made for Aurelion Soul, but it's like good everywhere now, and it's a very cool secondary effect where you can manifest champions. It's like, you don't really care about that because the +1 mana is so strong, but this is the same thing. Like, maybe you want to like play Gwen and have 2 Pykes in your deck, right? Also, granting Death from Below a random epic item is no joke. They are good. Like, they can be doubled, they can be discounted. So, everybody memeing about 5 mana Pyke, just roll the epic item that makes them get reduced in cost every time you cast a spell. Maybe a rally thing. I'm really excited about Pyke. I think this is very fun. I don't quite have the bundle funds to upgrade him to 6-star. That might still go to Misfortune because my Misfortune is like almost maxed out completely. Yeah, it is really cool, isn't it? And I love Pyke. Maybe I will, but we'll see. It will depend on how well the streams go, I guess. Yeah, I like this. This seems like just really, really fun playstyle. I know it's just more stats, and I hope they do more than just stats, but I think this is a good start for something like Pyke. I think every single time we get new champions, there's something that's at least slightly unique to what the deck does, which I'm very happy about. Okay, so we're gonna go over the patch notes first, and then we'll go to rotation. Log into patch 5.7, playable on July 17th at approximately 11 a.m. PT. Weekly nightmares are here. With this release, players can complete a new quest chain to unlock 3 new weekly adventures with increased difficulty from 4.5 to 6.5 star difficulty, available on the world map. This is going to be so sick, and I'm so excited for this. We're going to do this every single week. Okay. New champ, Jayce. Yeah, we have seen this. We have gone over this. We have seen Pyke. We have gone over Pyke. Champ level upgrades. Oh, okay. Old. Redfin Hammer Snout starts with Great Club. New Redfin Hammer Snout starts with Speed Rat. Okay, so Great Club was... Is that Overwhelm? This went from Overwhelm to Quick Attack. That is definitely better. Because you give... This card gives something vulnerable. You definitely want Speed Raps to have a better time taking it out without losing your units. We've tweaked Pyke's curated card list so that lurkers show up with higher frequency throughout the adventure. Awesome. Okay, so here we have the pay-to-win relics. A new quest, a new achievement quest chain, Afraid of Nothing, 1 to 4? Available once you've unlocked the 3rd weekly adventure at legend level 15. Requires you to defeat weekly adventures of a specific star level to unlock the next difficulty tier of weekly adventure. Okay, really, really cool. I'm excited for this. We've made a few changes to the content of some champion bundles, so please check them out. Jayce champ bundles. Okay. 4-star bundle. The 4-star bundle comes with a gilded Jayce champ skin instead of greater cosmic blessing relic. I'm happy that they're doing this, and I think that's pretty smart. The gilded Jayce champ skin was only available during the arcane season, I think. You can only buy it then. I have it. I never use it, but it is a pretty good skin. The 5-star bundle comes with an Empyrean Pyke skin instead of greater... Yeah, I think this is really smart that they're doing this. And I hope that this does well, so that maybe they'll release some new skins when new champions get released to the game. This will be a big win. Changed powers. Okay, hold on. Oh my god, wait. The rotation list is there already. Okay. Changed power. Stabilize. Ult when you summon a champion. They ruined my best power! Guys, they were watching the stream. I guarantee they were watching the stream. Oh my god. Riot! Why? This was like the best thing to do. This is like an indirect nerf to Oath of Guardians too. Or Oath of Champions, whatever it is. Man. Shadow Totem. When I'm summon play. Okay. Both Stabilize and Shadow Totem cost a steady stream of bugs and unintuitive interactions. So, come on. It was just... Because we were breaking the game? To make them work more predictably. Well, this change would be... Yeah, guys, we've already made them nerf something because we were abusing it once. How am I going to win at Path of Champions now? We were kind of abusing this. We were like abusing this for an entire week. Fine. Whatever. The Emporium has refreshed offer types to provide players with more option in light of our focus on PvE. Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, Okay, I'm not going to spoil anything. Hey everyone, I wanted to provide you an update on our work on standard rotation for PvP. Previously in our article, What's Next for Ranked, we had announced that our next rotation would happen on August 1st later this year, and that we'd have 3-month period for ongoing rotations. Due to development changes, we plan to shift... Is this even readable? I think we've seen this already. So it's not happening in November, and the pattern will continue moving forward. We'll be actively seeking feedback. As a general rule... Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, let's quickly read this and then go into rotation. As a general rule, when we rotate champions in or out of standard, they take their package along with them. This includes cards that were originally released as a support package for the champion and cards that are thematically tied to them. So, for example, when Leona rotates out, Defender of the Sun Disc will rotate out as well, even though it was released in a completely different set because we consider it part of her package. Spoilers! The one exception to this rule in this rotation is Elder Dragon. We're rotating Elder Dragon ahead of time because of how ubiquitous it proved to be in standard. We feel that its support package still deserves some more time in the format. I kind of agree with that, as all these cards are quite new and perhaps not being in the shadow of Elder Dragon will allow them to shine on their own. Because of this, we're rotating just Elder Dragon out and keeping its package in standard for the time being. Every other champion that's rotating in or out is taking their package with them. Here we go, chat. What is going to happen? Champion rotation. 6 is rotating in. Poppy is rotating in. Oh my god. Okay, let me move to chat. Oh god, chat. Oh god. My full screen does not work. Okay, we're just gonna do it like this. Oh god, it's a big one. 2 out, 3 in. Oh my god, we're getting Ziggs back. Bro, I am winning. I am winning. I'm gonna play so much standard. Ziggs is already like, that's enough for me, man. Nora is out, and it's a really, really big deal. Nora being out is as big of a shakeup as Elder Dragon being gone. 100%. I actually really like that they're bringing Heimerdinger back, by the way. I actually don't know if there's a way to full screen because my... Wait, hold on. Cannon rotating out, Nora rotating out. So Cannon's like whatever. I don't care about Cannon. I don't think Cannon's been relevant like at all in the past season. Nora's been very relevant. Ziggs is going to be relevant. Ziggs low-key is just like one of the best champions, both for landmarks and as a standalone aggro. So we have Ziggs and Poppy in standard now. This was like the best deck in Eternal. We're like, what does this mean? Like Ziggs Poppy is insane. This is like such a disgustingly powerful combo just for aggro. This is just like brain off aggro. I like Heimer rotating in because Nora's gone. I don't know if Jayce is staying, but if Jayce is staying, then this could be an issue. Didn't use Poppy Ziggs to get Masters? I think I might have done that one season, yeah. Okay, this is a good start because I get my Ziggs back. Can't believe Poppy's back, though. Oh my god, we're bringing back Tahm Kench! Oh, yikes. Okay, Illaoi gone, Nautilus gone. This is pretty interesting. I was kind of expecting Illaoi to be gone. Nautilus being gone, I did not expect. Nami is back, which is kind of like whatever. But honestly, Nami in a lower power level format could be pretty good. I think there is probably like a Nami archetype that's going to be playable. Kind of depends on what else is in there. No Deep doesn't matter. Okay, so here's the thing with Deep. Deep's always been like kind of fine. Deep's been like playable, right? The thing with Deep is that for the last 3 or 4 months since rotation, it's been completely like... Actually, what am I saying? It's been like this since December. It's been pointless playing Deep because Elder Dragon, any Elder Dragon deck basically did the same thing as Deep, but better. They had like better inevitability, right? So Nautilus being gone and Elder Dragon being gone, yeah, this might matter. I think Deep would have been a good deck if it stayed. Illaoi, I don't like Illaoi at all. Tahm Kench being back is the big deal here, though. What do we need for Tahm Kench to be good? Udyr was rotated, so we could see Udyr coming back. Udyr, Tahm Kench is fine. Like, it's not a great deck, but it's very playable. Soraka, obviously. If Soraka Starspring comes back, we're in for a mess, guys. We're in for a deck that can often be pretty frustrating to play against. All right. Rotating out, rotating out. Oh my god, we're losing Shyvana too. Garen is gone. Low-key, I'm pretty happy with Garen being gone because I'm tired of elites. Galio being gone, again, I think this might matter. Because, like, it's really weird looking at this rotation because nothing's really had a chance to show how powerful it could be in a metagame without Elder Dragon. Everything's been dominated by Elder Dragon. These are the 3 mid-range champions being gone, and we get Poppy as, like, another mid-range card coming back. Here's the thing, right? This is, like, Garen is kind of like mid-sized Demacia to small-sized Demacia. Galio's been, well, Formidables, which has been, like, mid-sized Demacia, and Shyvana's been mid to big-sized Demacia. So only Garen here is kind of like the small Demacia. But not really. That doesn't really count. Because he himself is not really, like, small, and elites can get big. But Lucian is small Demacia, and Poppy is small Demacia. So we're getting 2 small Demacia cards back, which means the meta is speeding up like crazy. Very interesting. I like Lucian, though. I think Lucian is a very... Lucian is like an interesting card to play with, even though, you know, as a 1-mana 2-1, whatever, but I liked him with Kalista. Lyssandra's rotating out, Ornn rotating out, Udyr back in, and Nivea back in. Okay, I'm very happy to see Ornn gone. Not because I think Ornn is like so insane, but Ornn Jax was kind of like a pretty tiresome archetype. I would have preferred to see Ornn stay and see Jax go. I think that would have been preferable to me. I think Ornn is slightly more interesting to build around. Lysandra being gone is kind of sad because I really like Lysandra. I never cared about Lysandra when Thralls were like a thing, but I like Lysandra for like the 8-cost archetype. Udyr coming back is great. I think Udyr is actually going to be playable for the very first time. I mean, I say for the very first time, but that's not really true. I think he is going to be like significantly more powerful now that Elder Dragon is gone. Now that some of the other mid-range Demacia stuff is gone, he's gonna have a much easier time like actually surviving. Ash is staying, which means that Harsh Winds is staying, Flash Freeze is staying. So like mid-range Freljord with Bethany is probably going to be like high tier. I actually think Udyr Bethany is going to be a meta deck. Anivia, I don't like Anivia. Not happy to see her back, but it is what it is. Oh my god. Alright, just forget everything I said, man. Forget literally everything I said. We're done. It's donezo. It's completely done. What? Lee Sin and Aurelia? Bro, what are they smoking? Both of them? What is this? Why Aurelia? What the hell? Okay, Master Yi has been like pretty playable, which is pretty interesting because he was like the only thing kind of saving Ionia. We're like bringing back Ionia cards that are not necessarily like the spell sling Ionia stuff. And Aurelia coming back is wild, dude. Okay, here's the one way it's fine. They rotate Defiant Dance, or they don't rotate Defiant Dance back in. That 5-mana recall card is disgusting. If Defiant Dance is in the game, I'm going to be upset. If Homecoming comes back, I'm going to be upset. If there's no Homecoming, if there's no Defiant Dance, I'm fine. Lee Sin coming back? Oh, man. Okay, it depends. We're going to go to Shurima. Here's how Lee Sin coming back is fine. 1, there is no Akshan. Actually, even with Akshan, there's no Absolver. Maybe Lee Sin is fine. I don't actually... Yeah, maybe Lee Sin doesn't even matter that much, actually. Lee Sin might be fine. It fully depends on like what comes back for Piltover, because Lee Sin does really well in like Piltover grindy style decks. There is Leophilios, yeah, Leophilios. I have to Dragon. Like, I have to Dragon was low-key like the best Lee Sin card. So if there's no I have to Dragon, it might still not matter that much. So Annie's gone, great. Cyan's gone, sad. LeBlanc and Darius. So we get Ash LeBlanc back. And Darius? Oh, man. Reptos, take 11 months. Yeah, there's no more Jin Annie. I don't think that really matters. We're getting like plenty of aggro back with Ziggs. Oh, man. Yeah, we're going to see like Darius Gnar again. Ah, man, it's really going to depend on like the rest of the card. Like, I don't, like looking at this, I don't think like the champions themselves actually matter that much. It's all like, what are the supporting cards? Like, if this is what it is, then Darius Gnar is just going to be insane. LeBlanc rotating in? Yeah, that's just Ash LeBlanc going to be insane, right? Maybe Ash LeBlanc is like a good meta counter again, where if everything is mid-range... The thing is, Ash LeBlanc like loses hardcore to aggro, right? There's nothing they can really do against spell slinging decks. I'm happy to see Annie gone in a way, because Annie right now has only been playable as like an aggro card, and I think she was most interesting when you paired her with like Katarina or Twisted Fate. Not that I enjoy those type of decks, but that was definitely like, hey, this is pretty interesting for Annie because of the Ravenbloom Conservatory, which was just like one of the coolest cards if you're gonna do a control archetype. I think that's a really cool payoff in a way, and Annie was very, very good with that. Sion being gone, yeah, I think this is like whatever, because again, Sion's kind of like supporting champion in Rumble and Draven are gone. But yeah, exactly. If you put like Sion next to Darius, Sion is just like the infinitely more interesting character every single time. We basically got 2 cards. We rotated 2 cards that have like text here, and then we got 2 cards back with absolutely no level 1 text. Yeah, I don't love this. I think this is a bit of a miss. No text champions. I like LeBlanc, don't get me wrong. So Jan is rotating out, Jayce is rotating out, Heimerdinger's in. Okay, this is exactly what I said. This is fine. If like Heimerdinger coming back is fine if Jayce is gone. I'm sad to see Janna gone though. Janna being gone is kind of wild. I like Janna too. Jayce rotating to Path. Ugh, man. Yeah, no Victor. I mean, at least Seraphine is coming back. That's like good, but I did really like Janna. The thing is, the regions that I'm waiting for the most have been Piltover, Shurima, and Targon, right? I think those have some of the most interesting champions, and we still have to see Shurima and Targon. So this could low-key be kind of make or break. Sad to see Janna gone. L. Okay. Oh my god, Maokai, Hecarim, and Viera. Hecarim was here for like 3 months, and they were like, nah, screw that. Get him out of here again. Win, by the way. I'm pretty happy with this because ephemeral decks have been just overstaying their welcome. Viego, I'm kind of sad. I think Viego is like only playable with Elder Dragon, so we don't even know what Viego really does without Eddie. But yeah, sure. Nocturne, I like Nocturne. Nocturne back in, Senna back in. There's Senna without Vhagar. So again, this is going to be very interesting when we see the supporting cards for this. Oh man, we're going to cook, dude. We're going to cook like crazy with this new meta. Okay, I just... Okay, Maokai gone, Watery Grave gone. I kind of like Watery Grave decks because they were so degenerate that it was funny. Hecarim out, big win. Viego, kind of sad, but understandable. Viego was like really novel at the start because he was like the first big printing payoff champion. Printing Viego was like super niche. Nobody really did it, and you needed like a really specific setup for it. But they made it really easy. And when something gets made too easy, everybody like kind of deals with it all the time. And it's like, okay, this is really like weird... contrived way of me printing Viego. That's not really a thing anymore, but there's just like an easy way to do it now. So Viego being gone because of that, yeah, sure. Nocturne, Fearsome's cool. This is just like an aggro deck though, so it'll fully depend. Do miss rates come back? If miss rates come back, this could be pretty weird for a meta, but we'll see. And Senna coming back, I don't really care about Senna. But there's no Vhagar, so this is not really a darkness deck, I guess. Oh, they brought back my boy! Zilean is back! Oh my god. Oh my god. Do you think they're gonna bring back Rite of Passage? Are they gonna bring back Rite of Passage? If Rite of Passage is back, we are so back. Time Bomb printing is back in standard, dude. Oh my god, they brought back my boys. Dude, Zilean Ziggs has been one of my favorite decks to play of like all time. It's just like, it's literally the Bomba deck. Guys, we don't have a single Ascended Champion in Standard anymore. Every single Ascended Champion has been rotated. Okay, so I thought Blade Dance was going to be a thing, but Azir's gone? I would have never guessed that they rotated Azir. Never. Wow, that's so crazy, dude. What? Oh my god. Azir gone? I never thought I'd see the day. Azir being gone is the same as like Aurelion Soul being gone. Wait, is Aurelion Soul gone? I hope the Sun Disc stays. Yeah, me too. Me too, dude. Please. I need Sun Disc with no Ascended Champion.
Azir plus no Aurelia.
Oh my god. Okay. Big win. Zilean Ziggs is back. We are cooking. They finally brought back champions that I actually care about. They're actually rotating out Aurelion Soul. Bro, I literally called it. Oh my god. Leon on Aesol? Why is Aesol gone? Is it because of Age of Dragons? Why no Aesol? Oh, bro. Azir and Aurelion Soul gone. They were like the card, like the big card for both expansions. Why no Aesol? Bro, what? This is the... Okay, I think this is the craziest like rotation we've had by far. Because the first one was like, okay, yeah, this is a time for all like the problematic cards to go. And now we're looking at the rotation where it's like, yeah, this is just us fixing the game in a way and shaking it up. And like all these like these just like pinnacle cards, these pinnacle champion cards are gone. Aurelion Soul's gone, Azir is gone, Janna even is gone, Jayce. Crazy, dude. Yeah, and Soraka Kench is back. So we have Nightfall back too. I actually think that if Nightfall is ever going to be good, it's right now. This seems like an insane meta for Nightfall. Like, Nightfall's always kind of had this issue that they weren't able to, like, compete with a lot of the mid-range or control decks. Like, Nightfall was always, like, anti-aggro, which is, like, a really weird spot to be in. Any of the new champs good with Lilia? Yeah, Ziggs. Ziggs is pretty crazy with Lilia, I think. Wow. I like it. Oh, Jhin is out. Bard is back. We lose Evelynn, Jhin, and Elder Dragon. W, honestly. That's fine. Evelynn has always been pretty controversial as well. So now we have Kai'Sa with no Evelynn. Bard, yeah, there's no Bard Nora. It's just Bard. This is a crazy rotation. I'm really surprised. I really am. This is like so much more than I was expecting. I feel like I really like when there's less cards. I think that is like great because it kind of makes like deck building more interesting because you have to look at like lower power level cards to make a deck, and you're also competing with lower power level, so it makes your memes shine a little brighter. We knew that Elder Dragon was going to be gone, so this is not really a surprise anymore. Honestly, if I can sum up like this rotation right now, I think that's it, right? Yeah. So I think the biggest things that we're watching out for here, the biggest changes, Nora gone, Elder Dragon gone. If that's all that it was, if those were the only 2 cards that were gone, it would already be like a huge shakeup. Everything would change because of that. Ziggs coming back is huge. Poppy coming back is huge. Like these two, these two you're gonna see a lot. They're gonna make up a lot of like the tier S. I don't think like Tahm Kench Shadoka coming back. I honestly don't actually think matters that much. I think it's a fine deck, and I'd be surprised to see how it does in a meta like this. But ultimately, I don't think it's super good.
This storm brings
Sloppy Walrus with a 20
Patrick
months.
Clapp.
Bomba. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, they brought back the Bomba deck. Zillion Ziggs. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is my time to shine, guys. This is the standard meta. That's probably like what I'm most excited gonna be about. I'm still missing Riven. I'm still missing Victor. I'm still missing Zoe. But Zillion and Ziggs back, I'll take it, dude. Also, I think Aurelia's like piss. Like Aurelia's not good. When I saw Aurelia rotated in, it was like, oh my god, it's Blade Dance. But Aurelia without Azir, that doesn't do anything. It's always been bad. People are gonna play like Misfortune Aurelia, and they're gonna win the games where they actually draw Misfortune, and they're gonna lose the games where they don't. And it's like if that's your playstyle, if you can deal with that, if you can deal with a deck with absolutely zero flexibility and you can play for 1,000 games, good for you. But I'm not gonna do that. Oh wait, you're right. Aurelia Hallowed. Aurelia Hallowed is a thing. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, yeah. Aurelia could actually replace Hecarim. I mean, the deck's gonna be like a lot different. Yeah, Aurelia Misfortune, that's what I was saying. I hate that deck because it like that deck 100% comes down to do you draw Aurelia or not. And Nivea Mordekaiser, yeah. That's going to be a super late game deck. Yeah, this is going to be a whole new world. This is the time where the meta is actually going to be shaken up. That didn't happen last time. We got like a couple of new decks through the expansion. But because Elder Dragon was so strong, it was completely dominated by those decks, as well as like kind of the reskinned ephemeral decks. That's all gone right now. All of it. Thoughts on Aurelia Nocturne? Unplayable. I mean, it depends on miss rates, but even then, unplayable. Okay, Marshall, do we have followers? Spells? Aladdin Gallon will be rotated to Eternal, so Elder Dragon will be rotated into the format. The full card list will not be available. Okay, so we don't actually know what other cards are being rotated. Oh my god, chat, you know what this means? This means that tomorrow is going to be the best stream of the year, dude. Tomorrow we're going to log it to Runeterra, and we're just going to brew. Bro, tomorrow I'm making it an extra long stream, man. I'm playing all night tomorrow. Holy shit, that's so exciting, actually. Everything is new. Everything is changing. This is better than the time that we got the expansion. Like, the last rotation was nothing. It's like it didn't even happen. That's what you said yesterday? Yeah, I wanted to brew decks today, but I can't. What time? So I think the patch tomorrow goes live 7 p.m. Runeterra revived? I mean, I think Runeterra is doing well. I was talking about it earlier. I think Runeterra's, like, their monetization is a lot better now. As in, you know, it's worse for us because we're paying more, but it's great for, like, the sustainability of the game. I genuinely believe that at their highest point, if you look at how much money they made last year, that, like, the most money they made at a single, like, update or expansion or whatever, any single update after the Constellation update is more than what it was then. I think 10 times as much. Just because there's actually, like, reason to buy stuff. Bro, I'm so hyped for this, actually. I'm sad that we can't see all the cards now because I can't make decks without knowing what's actually in. Like, I can't make a Zillion deck without knowing if there's a Rite of Passage. If Rite of Passage is in, then, you know, Zillion Ziggs is going to look different than from when it's, if it's not there. Bro, I'm so hyped for Ziggs being back. It's unbelievable. Actually, though. Ziggs... Okay, my highlights. Chat, okay, wait, give me your highlights, okay? I'll give mine. Everybody post their 3 favorite cards that are coming back, okay? Mine is Ziggs, Zillion, and probably Nocturne. Yeah, Ziggs Talia is actually back, too. I think for me it's Ziggs, Zilean, and Nocturne. I really like Nocturne. I think you can do some cooking with Nocturne. I don't know. So here's the one I don't know how to feel about. Poppy, Lee Sin, Bart Spirit is going a little crazy. Yeah, I think there's a chance that it does actually. I think that might be the Lux deck. I'm also not excited about Darius Gnar being a thing. I think they should have rotated Gnar. Is that just me? Like if we look at this, like why rotate Cannon, right? Just rotate Gnar, dude. What does it matter if we rotate Cannon or not? Just leave him in. Give people like their stupid Samira Cannon deck or whatever it was that they were playing. This should have been Gnar, I think. They punished Rico Rex last rotation. Yeah, they punished me last rotation and the one before that. Bro. Are you serious? They literally rotated all of my most played champions except one. Like last rotation, they rotated everything I had except Riven. And then they come back for her next year, dude. What do you mean? I don't, like, there are some cards that I just don't think are ever coming back. Okay, here's the thing, right? Here's what we have to talk about. Some cards were only rotated because they would make designing future cards very difficult. Now, this is kind of a depressing thing to say, but if they're not designing as many cards, if they're not adding as many cards to PvP, that's not really an issue, is it? For example, Zilean is entirely the reason that they could never make a card that did something with like summoning landmarks from your deck, for example. That like they always had to do the time bomb check if they ever made a landmark synergy deck. I think Rite of Passage kind of showed that. So the fact that Zilean is coming back is almost entirely because they're not specifically designing cards for that, and they don't have to worry about designing cards for that in the future. And if they do, with how frequently they're rotating now, they could just rotate Zilean if they print a card like that, right? They could just kind of have some cards that will never exist at the same time. Yeah, we'll have to wait to see if Rite of Passage comes back. Wait. There is a non-0% chance that Preservarium comes back. And if Preservarium comes back, it's game over. If Preservarium comes back, Shurima is back. Bro, could you imagine Preservarium coming back? Oh, what a time to be alive that would be, dude. Oh my god, Preservarium. God, how I missed that card. Okay, this seems pretty disgusting. This is a legendary power, probably for one of the weekly adventures then. When the foe plays a unit, shrink its power to 0, double its health, and grant it formidable. Oh my god. Broken Blade. When the player plays a card, increase the cost of other copies of it everywhere by 2. That is... what? Cage Match. The foe's Nexus can't drop below 1 health until round 5. Okay, this is actually sick. Okay, low-key. I wish they would do this more often for adventures, where there's like a clear, like, you have to sit here and survive until you can kill me. I love this. I love this stuff. I like powers like this so much. This is real. This is honestly, if we get more stuff like this for Path to Champions, it's also like completely on a course to become the best roguelite deck builder. Okay. Oh, there's more. Oh my god. Okay, this is the Pyke one. Game start. The foe summons a random unit from their deck, grows its stats to 10/20, and grants it vulnerable. Oh, what the hell? Okay. I hope they can't have the attack token because that would be disgusting. I like this grants its like this is exactly what we need. This is like a way to shake up encounters. What I don't like, I mean, okay, I think in like the environment of Path to Champions, it kind of has to be this way, but I would like it more if this was like one encounter. It's like you're playing an adventure and this is just one of the encounters where this happens. You kind of have to like adapt your playstyle around it. But this is the entire adventure, right? So it stops kind of becoming like a cute little thing for one fight. It stops being a gimmick and it becomes like the entire thing that you play with. So I like this a lot, but I don't know how much I'm gonna like it. Like that's the same for this, right? For this. Or for a Broken Blade. These kind of need to alternate. This needs to be like Lysandra or Reliant Soul Adventure, where it's more like in every fight you have one of these powers that can be a thing. Because if this is the case for every single encounter in that adventure, it's gonna get old really fast. Round end, deal 2 to all the players' units. Oh my god. Good luck sticking a board. Immovable object. The foe's nexus cannot take more than 20 damage each round. I kind of like... I don't like this as much as the one where they can't drop below 1 health. But this is also pretty cool. They might be powers for weekly nightmares. But the thing is, like, a weekly nightmare is an adventure. I'm pretty sure a weekly nightmare is not one fight. It's like an entire adventure, like previous weeklies, right? So what I'm saying is, if this is the modifier for the entire adventure, it gets old really fast. But if it's like the Aurelian Soul adventure, or Lysandra adventure, where it's a different power each fight, like another random different power, I kind of think that that's the case because of the way this is worded. But we don't know until we actually play it. The players created cards cost 3 more. Okay, so this is just like... This is anti-Sunny. I mean, I guess for Path that doesn't really count, but still. Create a card. You can't play Samira with this. Bro, everything here just exists to screw Samira. Create a card cost 3 more. Play a card, cost of other copies of it everywhere by 2. You can't play your Flare. You can't play your Stylish Shot. This is not a thing. This is the Yasuo Relic power, I think. Oh, no, this is a 6-star power. Okay, then we have one more. Warm Reception. Game start, the foe summons the 2 different strongest units from their deck. Hey, good luck against Aurelia Soul, buddy. good luck. And you're playing as a 10-10 and like an 8-8 or something. Dude, okay, Loki, I love this, but I don't know how much I'm gonna love it if this is like the same power for every encounter. We'll have to see if that's the case. If it works differently per encounter, I think this is fantastic because there are so many, so it will actually make every encounter different. It's kind of like, how do you play around that though? Like, how do you play around an encounter where you have to play against Misbegotten Creation? Like, how do you do that? I hope it's like the Center Adventure. That's what I'm hoping dearly, but we'll see tomorrow. Because again, if an entire adventure has this, it's like, okay, I'm just not gonna play a character that has created cards, right? But if you're just running into it for one encounter, it's like, oh, I have to be really careful now. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like, I really want a deck build, but I'm also really, really curious about the weekly nightmares. Just play aggro. Oh yeah, just play Elise, right? Just play Elise. Very interesting. This is great. Like, this looks so good for Path of Champions. It really does. This is such a big deal. I'm very happy.